So remember when I was talking about my worst gig ever? Yeah, it gets topped a lot. Bethune, South Carolina. Let me tell you, this gig scarred me. I was playing and this is once again with one of my buddies that I pulled him into something that I was doing. We get in a beach music band that's doing R&B and beach music. He was from the coast. He knew a lot of that stuff. I just learned fast. We are now traveling with these older cats that are usually, most of everybody was double our age. We're in Bethune, South Carolina playing for a festival. This is a festival that changed me, and it was a 4 or 5 hour drive to this gig, calling trailers, all of the gear, goodness gracious, big PA, massive subs, and we got to carry everything. And this is back when light trees were not LED. Light trees were these monster cans that were awful, and you had stacks of them. You had to stack on these crazy racks that were welded, and it's heavy stuff, and it's boat winches cranking these trees up and lights, and it was awful. One of the best and worst things about this gig was having a Hammond B3 player. I got to play with a real Hammond for years. This was a church trained cat, and he laid it down. And we're gonna go with John Ed. I actually don't think I ever really knew his full name, but they told me John Ed, and I'm like, all right, cool, John Ed. We carted this big thing. We are playing on a semi-truck flatbed. So we get to this thing called the Bethune Chicken Strut in South Carolina. We get there early because they say it's a long gig, and we were told that it was going to be 4 hours, and we were playing the main part of the day. That's odd, but okay, sure, and we're the main entertainment. So they want us to start playing it, I think 1 or 2 in the afternoon, right before the parade. My buddy and I are there picking this monster Hammond B3 organ up 5.5 feet up to try to get this big monster onto this flatbeds, because this is our stage. This is 6 feet up in the air. My drum stool is right on the edge of this back thing that's going to let me fall off and hit a bunch of grass, because I learned that. So big brain. We get everything set up. The guy comes over and says, what do y'all need for power? And he gave us an extension cord to, like, I don't know, some super thin thing. He says, is this good enough? No. So all of a sudden, my man that's running the band has to go with this guy, call engineers from the city, and this is a pretty small town, and try to find power. My buddy and I can't really help with this right now. We have set all the gear onto this stage, and it is getting warm. We are there really early in the morning to get everything set up for this. There's no tents. We are on just a tractor trailer to the sky. So we go walking around just to see what Bethune, South Carolina has to offer at the Chicken Strut Festival. First time I had ever seen lawnmower pulls, where people had lawnmowers and they were pulling them like with weights behind them to see how strong they could make their lawnmower. These are not your average John Deere. I think most of these sounded like Harley Davidson engines. Crazy. So we walked around, saw that type of stuff, saw just fair stuff, fried everything. It's just how the South works. Back to my man trying to find power for us. He hot wires into an old electrical box. This is what the city gave us to do. And the dude running the band grabbed out the 3 wires, hooked them into the box. Next thing you know, we got 220 running down to the stage. It's good to know how to fix things quickly. We get everything happening. We get everybody happening. We get on the stage. Okay, they want us to start. We start playing. I'm having to sing a lot. My buddy's having to sing a lot. Everybody in the band, except for John Ed on the organ, sang, but he loved to sing and really wanted to. My prerogative. But me and Lou. But still, it wasn't his forte. He was a Hammond player. We are doing our thing, just playing everything in the world, and people start coming over wanting to hear country music. Well, me and my buddy, we know a lot of country. We just got off the college circuit thing with my man Hank, so we are in the know of some country music. We know a lot of it. I've got a headset mic on. This is some AKG from the 90s. We start playing. Everybody's asking for country music, so we keep playing the same songs. Achy Breaky Heart is the biggest song in the world at this point. We have now played it twice per set. We play our full contracted 4-hour sets, just like we're supposed to. We finish up. They want to have the parade. The parade is coming right in front of us. We can't tear down. At one point, some guy walks behind me and starts telling me about the government arrested his cousin and he shouldn't have arrested him. And he told me this whole story about his cousin being arrested and it was wrong and the people of this town shouldn't have done his cousin wrong. I am hot. I am exhausted. I have been playing out in the sunshine we were in white tuxedos that day. And so we've had people constantly come up, hey, y'all the best thing we ever seen. This is the South. Everybody kind of talks a little slower, and it's a lot, it's rare that I have people come up to me, that don't say something polite, but they have that Southern drawl. And this guy tells me this whole story. So I am exhausted, and I just start saying his story on the mic. Just because we are out of things to say, we have nothing else going on. People are just standing around. Then all of a sudden, the guy whips back at me, Chad, no, and just and it was I was turned off right then, and I realized that I do not have anybody's political agenda because I have a microphone. So lesson learned. Lesson learned. The gig's over. We think with this was terrible. We played the hot sunshine. We're exhausted. It's just we've had fair food. We've seen crazy stuff. So they have the parade. This fair is named after walking chickens down this main street in the fair. So there are goats, there are animals being herded down the street. And we're watching this as I'm just sitting behind my drums going, what do I do? I can't tear down. And he says, don't tear down, because I believe there was a nefarious purpose. The mayor comes over to us and says, hey, the party's about to start. We're going to need you guys to play a little longer. We are exhausted. We've already played 4 hours of music. We've gone through probably 40 to 50 songs with Achy Recky Heart twice a set. So we did this, and they start paying us $400, or maybe it was $500 an hour to keep playing. I'm like, okay, we'll sing one more. My mouth's getting dry thinking about this and what this was like for me. I have switched from drinking anything, even Gatorade. I have now just straight water, please. And I would have people please go to the little convenience store and buy more and bring it back because we were out. Oh, it was tough. Everybody's just trying to get by, and all these people are now massed in front of the stage, and it is a party. Huge party, and these people are ready to party. The problem is we've already been playing now for 6 hours. And they keep coming back over, and they keep throwing the guy another $500 or $600. Y'all got to keep playing. And the town representatives would come and you keep playing. Y'all keep playing, and they would more money. They just kept going. Next thing you know, we're into our 8th hour of playing. Goodness gracious, the union would have lost their minds on this one. My buddy and I are exhausted. It's to the point where we're making up words and just singing the chorus. Just because, what else could we do? And this place, by the time we finished, I believe it was almost 10 at night. And I am absolutely about to fall over. These guys are now, remember, they're twice our age on this stage playing. We're in the prime of our, 20-year-old life or 21-year-old life. And they were mad that we were stopping. And my voice, I couldn't talk. And none of us talked while we were tearing down. None of us said a word. And my buddy and I got back to Athens after driving all the way back after doing that. There was no hotels. Terrible to do that, and people do it all the time. They do. Musicians, you just travel, and people don't want to hear this mess, but I've got ways that I had to figure out how to deal with it because I had to go. It's a real strange life, and for the love of playing music and the love of entertaining people. But goodness gracious, those drives, and oh goodness, those are some worst gig stories for another day. Oh, travel away. Oh, I gotta talk about Ric Flair.